Thanks again for checking out LAKings.com. I'm John Rosen alongside Daryl Evans. Well, the first round of somewhat substantial cuts have been made by this Los Angeles Kings team. You're getting a sense now of the AHL and the NHL rosters that begin to take shape. Devin Setoguchi remains up with the Kings as the two teams getting ready to continue their preseasons and get start for the opening game of the year.
Yeah, this is always an exciting time during training camp. You know, it's kind of, you look at it's the fork in the road, and you start to see where guys are going to, play out as we start the season anyway. I think from the veteran players that have been around, and you mentioned a guy like Devin Setoguchi who's trying to get his way back into the NHL, this is important because there's only a couple of games remaining on the exhibition schedule, so he's got a chance now to really set himself on a big stage. He's going to play against NHL rosters in Dallas and against Colorado, so a chance for him to earn a spot, maybe a contract, start the season.
And Daryl Sutter earlier today said that he's going to need to have a really good continuation of what he's shown so far. It's a big week ahead for him. He's going to be somebody to watch this coming weekend at Frozen Fury. Speaking of some of the players that Kings fans probably a little bit more familiar with, having rooted for them for many years now, Anze Kopitar back with the team. Drew Doughty's also back. Jake Muzzin back. Kings now have their full contingent of players back from the World Cup, though Marian Gaborik still injured. It'll be interesting to see how they slot into the lineup this coming weekend for Frozen Fury.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's any, given, there's no surprises going to come from either one of those players or any of the three players. I think Drew and Jake back in the blue line, in particular Drew, who logged a lot of ice time there with Team Canada, he's probably going to see limited action, if any. Jake, even though he's with Team Canada, didn't play nearly as much, but a great experience for him. They're going to look for him to bring that experience back here and share it with his teammates. Anze Kopitar, I think, is a key here because when you mention players like Devin Setoguchi and now the injury to Marian Gaborik to start the season, they've got to kind of get an idea of what that lineup might look like in just 8 days from now. So he's probably going to get some different wingers on his side, but an opportunity for those guys to play with one of the league's best playmaking centermen and a chance to shine.
Absolutely. In the final week of this preseason here, this is an opportunity for the coaches again to continue to instill the systems, instill that structure they'd like to see so everyone's ready come October 12th, but also too to get a sense of where each individual's game's at right now. As a player, what is this final week of this preseason like? What do we generally see as that roster really begins to take shape?
Well, I think, a lot of guys are feeling a little bit more at ease right now. Some of those guys that are on the fence, but there's a lot of young players here with the Kings that, are on the cusp. Guys that had a chance to play last year, guys like Dowd, Mersch, Forbert, and those type of players. So this is kind of a little bit of a nervous time for them, but they do have, again, a couple more games here to really take their game to the next level. And in this situation, they're going to be playing with more veteran players. They're going to be playing with NHL players against NHL players. So this is really what it's going to be like. This is the true test.
It's a big fun week coming up here, and of course Frozen Fury coming up this coming weekend. The final Frozen Fury, and that's a salute to all Kings fans everywhere. Have a fun time this weekend. We'll continue to chat about it here at LAKings.com. Alongside Daryl Evans, I'm John Rosen. Thanks for listening.